Hello, everyone. How are we doing today? Hopefully, everybody's doing well. Hope you're having a great Monday. I know I am. We're here at Silverstone for ERL F1 Series Wolff-gang tier. I'm Smack Attack Mac. I'll be your host. I'll be your commentator. All the good jazz today when it comes to ERL's F1 Series. Got one shot qualifying, then into a sprint race, and then into the main race after that. And we're out of here. And there's really no one person I can watch because of the way this goes. So looks like we're riding along with Man's Not Bob, who is sitting up top right now in first place so far. Back to 8th after that corner, though. 11th, 12th. Got JM 1999 sitting in first so far, and Neil right behind him. L Stewart and FCT back to 5th now. LLCC up to 4th now throughout the beginning stages of this qualifying. I can show. We're all going to be on the same tire, of course. There's no need to show that, I guess. Man's Not Bob up to 6th place now. Up to 5th now. JM 1999 still holding on to first, and Neil is still in. Mihai DMC is disqualified. Neil is in second. L Stewart is in third. Man's Not Bob up to 4th. Mufasa into 5th. LLCC 6th. Jake up to 6th place. Ralphie up to 8th place. Co-star and Charlie Harris in 9th and 10th. So far, where are we at here? Coming into the third sector. We're in the third sector, rolling up to the end. Man's Not Bob still holding on to 4th place right now. It's just who I happen to follow on and who we're watching through this one-shot qualifier. JM 1999 with 27.103 takes it. James in first, Neil in second, L Stewart in third, Man's Not Bob in fourth, LLCC in fifth, Coaster Star in sixth, Mufasa in seventh. Little Mike was disqualified. I could not see all the rest of them. Hopefully it'll show me here in just a moment. So, right now, JM 1999, first place. Neil second. L Stewart in third. Man's Not Bob in fourth. LLCC in fifth. Coaster Star in sixth. AFK Mufasa in seventh. JH7 Racing Jake in eighth. Ralphie in ninth. Charlie Harris in 10th. Iron Kid in 11th. Curly in 12th. Formula White in 13th. Brian in 14th. FCT in 15th. Lange in 17th. Mihai DMC in 18th. 19th is Metal Mike. So we are off to the sprint portion of this race now. As we got a short sprint race before the main race, and I believe this lobby will close and it will open up another. as we sit here and wait for them to get their setups in and whatever else has to be done. We are just hanging out and hanging tight. Here we go. We are about to be green and the race is on. Psych! We have a formation lap and somebody's in the wall instantly. Not looking good back there. Kind of a rough start for someone. What are we starting on? Let's see what everybody's starting on today. Looks like JM 1999's on the hards, and he's the only one to start on the hards. Everybody else is on mediums. Curly's on the softs. Wow, what a difference we got. So, well, it looks like Brian and Lange are out of the formation lap. Will JM 1999 be able to pull it off on those hards? I'm not sure. We will see how they do on this track. Last week we saw that they were not the better tire and definitely struggled to hold up with the speed of the mediums through most of the corners. So we will have to figure out today what they are going to do. As you see, he's not bobbing and weaving and trying to warm them up very much. So maybe just hanging on and going to drive them how they are. We'll see. Going to be an interesting race. A little short sprint race, and then we're on to the main race after this. And this is Silverstone, so very historical, good track. When I say historical, Silverstone was the first ever F1 Grand Prix in 1950. It has been a consistent fixture on the calendar ever since that. The circuit is built on the site of a former Royal Air Force bomber base and has undergone numerous layout changes. Currently featuring 5.891 kilometer track known for its high-speed corners like Maggots and Beckett's. Lewis Hamilton holds the record for the most wins at Silverstone with 8 victories, while the British Grand Prix is known for its large, passionate crowds, with 2023 seeing a record attendance of 480,000 fans. Max Verstappen sets the lap record with a time of 1 minute 27.097. And we're about to be green here, folks, and the race will be on. Here we go. It's off. We're on. Rocking and rolling. Down the track we go. JM 1999 on those hards, still holding on to the place, but Neil is on the inside there, followed closely by L. Stewart. Neil falls back to third, and L. Stewart's right on the back of JM. LLCC trying to catch up with Neil, and Man's Not Bob holding on to 5th place. We're going to look at position change. Looks like Man's Not Bob fell back 1, and LLCC moved up 1. Kosasar hasn't moved. Ralphie up 2. Jake up none, and here he started. Mufasa down 2. Formula White up 3. Curly up 1. Shade up 3. Charlie Harris down 3. Iron Kid down 3. Brian up, down 2. Metal Mike up 2. DMC is in the same spot, and Lange down 2 spots. So JM on those hards, still holding on. As we watch these guys hit this corner here, somebody's a little bit wide. That would be Curly, rolling wide around that corner. Charlie Harris following back to 13th place right now, rolling with Charlie. We got Brian down the inside there. Let's go outside on the next corner. Right, holding a good steady line back here now. It looks like everybody's starting to filter out and filter in. That's what you want to see. Oh, we got one car off the edge there. That would be Ralphie. Looking like he's having an issue of some sort, falling back to last place. He is having an issue. He has lost the front corner of his wing. So we're back up here to the top, and JM 1999 still holds on to first place, and L. Stewart is not far behind at all, at 0.6 behind. Has moved up one from the start. Neil in third, still holding on to that spot after falling down one. Man's Not Bob still holding on to fourth. LLCC back to where they started as well, so they switched back positions and have held on. Jake is up 2 from where he started, holding on to 6th place now with Formula White not far behind. As we look back, you see Formula White. You got a good gap behind Formula White to everybody else. And we do have a caution back here. And the car going a little bit squirrely. Who is that falling back? That's Mufasa back 10 spots. And Mufasa having some sort of incident and falling way back down through the pack. So not good for him. Hopefully he can recover. Not seeing too much damage or any on his car right now. Not sure what's going on for him. But we will have to see with these coming laps of the race here. Costa Star having a little bit of a wiggle. And pass down the inside. Holds on well. Chasing down Charlie Harris right now as the battles in the mid-pack seem tight. Looks like Iron Kid caps them off in 8th place right now with FCT right behind. And that is our mid-pack as we have Ralphie and Brian falling off the back. And it looks like Mufasa is as well. Formula White and Jake still battle here 6th and 7th place. And up front, 5th through 1st is tight as well. Only little bits of time separate as JM1999 still holds on to 1st place with those hards. As you see him up there running around the corner up front ahead of everybody else. L. Stewart still holding on to 2nd after taking it in the 1st lap of the race, moving into 2nd place, pushing Neil back to 3rd. And Man's Not Bob is taking back his qualifying position as these front runners are doing a great job as to find themselves a good line. I'm looking for action and battles on track, and it looks like most of it's back here a bit as we see pieces of brake marker fly through the air. We have a car going deep down the inside there, and that looked like Costa Star trying to push deep on Charlie Harris. It was, and he does not get it, but sets up the dummy maybe and trying to get something on the exit. Doesn't have an angle, doesn't get it. As Mufasa's still back there in 16th place. Moot fell so far down from his start. Oh no, we have Metal Mike on the track sitting still. So something happened with Metal Mike. Can he regain composure and get going again? Not looking like he lost any corners of a wing. Is the car damaged? I'm not sure. It won't tell me other than visual things I can see. And no, I don't see anything. It looks like Curly is out of the race. Something happened with Curly. Curly is done for here 4 laps in. We have a caution in Sector 1 now. Hopefully not going to cause any safety cars. Not looking like it. That's sad for Curly. He was doing pretty decent, I thought. So we will be sad for him there. But back up here with Lange as he is holding off Costa Star, doing his best to keep 11th place right now. Looking a bit slower down that straight. Maybe not having oh! That was FCT going super wide as we saw that happening up in front of Lange. Losing a bunch of time to Charlie Harris. I'm not sure what happened there with him. Could have just misjudged the corner and didn't have the entry right because it looked like now he's back on track and gaining time fast on Charlie. Definitely has the power down and gets his position back. 9th place is his again. Up 6 from the jump. And up front, JM is still holding on with those hards, and he's got a good little gap to the guys behind him, and we have 4 laps left in this race, guys. So we are really coming down to it, ladies and gentlemen. Neil in 3rd, just cannot seem to catch L. Stewart. Man's Not Bob, not far behind. Can Jake take Formula White's place and be in 6th? I'm not sure. He looks like he fell back down one again. 10-second penalty for Mihai DMC for corner cutting. That's rough business too. Looking like, like Charlie Harris is on the backside of FCT here as he goes for the move on the outside. Does he get it? Does he get to keep it? They do hold tight, and they both give enough room for both to be on the track, so that's a good thing. No damage, no penalties, no contact. Everything's smooth through those corners so far. FCT looking for the setup on the backside, doesn't get it. Charlie trying to run down Iron Kid right now, as nobody up there in the front is visible at this point to them. It looks like a battle. Eighth back, is the battle here. In the back there, it looks like Mihai DMC had an incident and is going the wrong way on track, trying to get turned back around again. I will not show insult to injury because that is rough stuff. 3 laps to go. Whoa, got a little bit wide there. FCT goes really wide. Comes back in the track onto Lange. Lange makes the move. There's a little bit of a bump from the backside, and Brian and Kostasar. Woo! As Mufasa makes his way back up again, he is right here with Kostasar and Brian. And Lange, not Brian. Lange is battling with Mufasa now. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, gosh. It looks like we had Couch sideways on the track after a little bit of contact and received more after wrecking themselves. As Charlie Harris got out of that scot-free, and so did FCT, it looks like. Like Mufasa's trying to run back up as far as he can. Back up to 12th place now after falling all the way down to 16th. Up front, Neil has fell back 1 spot. That is what he initially did, and ERL Stewart is still holding on to 2nd place as JM 1999 is out front by 2.8 seconds. And Couch gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings of track cutting. Brian with a multiple warnings, 3-second penalty for track cutting as well. So multiple penalties here, and we will see what they are. Lange, Couch, Brian, they all have 3 seconds. Metal Mike, Kostasar, and Ralphie have 10 seconds or more. Formula White caught up here a little bit closer, brings Jake as well. So coming in the last 2 laps or so, they are bunching up in this front pack all the way to 7th place. So 2nd through 7th is getting tight here, folks. Mufasa fell back off the pack a little bit as well. Maybe Pitt, I'm not sure which. Not quite sure what happened there with him. Ralphie with another penalty. That's just rough stuff too. Getting a little bit of a wiggle coming around that last corner onto the straight. It looked like Lange. Up front, the battle with ERL Stewart and Neil is getting tight. We're going to watch this right here. 2 laps to go. Neil's looking to make a move. Maybe a little bit too desperate and ends up falling back a little bit. Riding along with ERL Stewart. We're going to hop on board to ride with this action. As we watch ERL Stewart hit the brakes hard, does he do it late enough? He seems to, and Neil does close that gap down. Oh, looks like Neil's getting the move. Something happened with ERL Stewart. I'm not sure what just happened. I'm really and truly not sure. His tires may be toasted. That could be what's going on here. I'm not positive. Looks like he's losing a lot of time right now. The guys behind him, he can't seem to keep the car going like he wants to. Has to go in the pits, lap 9. Oh my gracious. Last lap has to go in the pits. So Formula White will take up 4th place. LLCC will be in 5th and Jake in 6th now, as L. Stewart was doing great. It looks like he may have a blowout. He does. On that front right tire, you see it's looking like it's off the rim there. As Neil is holding on to 2nd now. So we have an Alpine 1-2 in the sprint. If this is how it ends up finishing, we will have to see. Oh my goodness gracious, Man's Bob's looking for a little bit of pressure on the inside there. Does not put too much on. Stays on track, doesn't go off. As they head around these last couple corners, what's it going to turn into? Charlie Harris has moved up to 7th place now after all the commotion and different switching up in the back there. Charlie has moved up to 7th place, and FCT is in 8th. Sorry about that. Iron Kid down to 10th now, as him and down to 11th, excuse me. Lange takes 9th. Mufasa in 12th now. Can he catch back up, as it looks like both those kicks off? Oh my goodness, we got a little bit of contact. Man's Not Bob goes wide to avoid it and doesn't pick up any damage. Holds on to 3rd place. So doesn't take damage, doesn't get a penalty, and holds on to 3rd place and doesn't. Wow, that was what a save, I'll say, from Man's Not Bob there. As we'll come back to Mufasa, as he's trying to get a move done here in these last couple corners. Not looking like he's going to get it. Not sure if that was a blowout on Man's Not Bob's part or what there, but did not go how he planned for sure. Mufasa crosses the line in 9th place. L. Stewart in 10th after having to pit and blowing out the tire. Lange in 11th, Iron Kid. Couch in 13th. Metal Mike in 14th, probably. Your winner of the sprint is JM1999. He did a great job today. Led every lap on those hards. Neil in 2nd. Man's Not Bob in 3rd. Formula White in 4th. Jake in 5th. LLCC in 6th. Charlie Harris in 7th. FCT in 8th. Mufasa in 9th. L. Stewart in 10th. Lange in 11th. Thank y'all for watching the sprint. If you hung around to watch the sprint, the feature race will be here in just a moment. This lobby will shut down. I will read it out one more time, though, as fast as I can. The winner was JM1999. Neil in 2nd. Man's Not Bob in 3rd. Formula White in 4th. Jake in 5th place. LLCC in 6th. Charlie Harris in 7th. FCT in 8th. AFK Mufasa in 9th. L. Stewart in 10th. Lange in 11th. Iron Kid in 12th. Couch in 13th. Metal Mike in 14th. 15th was Brian. Ralphie in 16th. Costa Star in 17th. Curly in 18th with a DNF, and Mihai DMC in 19th with a DNF. Was a great sprint race. Hold on for just a moment, and we will be back with the premiere. Haha. No, this is the Wolff-gang tier. The other one's the Mockmasters tier on Twitch. We are waiting for the main event race now to start up. We're just waiting for all of them to join and be ready to go. Nothing I can do except wait with you. I just usually stay quiet in these moments because, you know. How you doing, Curly? I'm usually sipping on a coffee or something while I'm waiting like this. But lobby's been updated. That's good. And I'll not be here too early. Too early for me. It's only 3:37 p.m. for me on my side of the world here in America. That's very true. That is very true. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. But once this race gets underway, we'll have 26 laps of great F1 action. I know I'm ready. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, ba. Can't keep doing my little tunes. Will get copyrighted. Gotta be careful what you hum, what you have playing in your background. Your stream will get flagged, and they'll remove sections of your stream just because of little pieces of music. We got 28 seconds till this lobby is back live, and we'll be rolling here at Silverstone. I saw you. No good. Rough deal. That's what you call that one. Bad hand. The cards were not in your favor. We got a good grid today. Should be a lot of fun. I know these guys are ready for it. I know they're excited. So am I. I hope you are too. About to have all the action back again. All the fun of racing will be live here in just a moment. T-minus 5 seconds. 2, 1. Here we go. And guess what? We'll do a little bit more waiting. But this is okay. What's that I hear? Sounds like possible weather. I think we're going to have a little bit of weather today. It looks very cloudy. Looks gray and overcast. As you would expect from the British GP, wouldn't you? You'd expect that, right? I know I would. British GP, overcast skies. Possible of rain. Yes, believe it. Very believable. Very realistic. Such realism. As they get their setups put in and everything situated for themselves, they have to figure it out and really think about what they're going to do and strategize their pit stops. A little bit of strategery must be implemented. Strategery implementation. You know, normal. Gonna be a great time, guys. Guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen. All the other, what's the word I'm looking for? All the other ways I could say those words. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday, or had a wonderful Monday. Mine's been pretty decent, pretty good. Waiting for them to get their setup fully put in, and we will be underway here at Silverstone. I'm ready. I know you are. Let's do this. Let's get it on. Let's do the daggum thing. Come on. I want to see cars on the track, please. Waiting for players. Oh, and we're going. Formation lap. They're out here on their formation lap, getting that done and getting back to the start finish. To line it up and kick it back off. And it looks like somebody's already fell back here. Might be Iron Kid. Taking their sweet time. Let's look at what everybody started on. So, JM 1999 starting on the hards, as they did in the sprint. Neil on the mediums, Maznod Bob on the mediums, Formula White on the hards, Jake on the mediums, LLCC on the mediums, Charlie Harris on the softs, FCT on the softs, Mufasa on the mediums, L. Stewart, Lange, and Iron Kid all on hards, Couch on mediums, Metal Mike on softs, Brian on mediums, Ralphie on mediums, Coaster Star on hards, Curly on hards, and Mihai DMC on softs. Big differences in the tires, but we will see how it goes. And the track has been flipped as well. Getting in position, these guys will start lining up in their appropriate spots. Brian has been disqualified from the out lap or formation lap, but he will be put back in his spot for the start, though, for sure. As we see Iron Kid moving up the formation to their starting spot. They are off to the left a little bit. And here we go, folks. Lights are red, 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 red. And they're off. And we're moving. Up front, we got a little bit of a shake-up already. Car's 3 wide going into turn 1. How's it looking at the backside? We got car way wide back here. Car super wide. Swung it way out there. Looked like DMC, but he hung on to it and didn't lose it. We got another car wide back there. That's Couch getting knocked back to last place. Something happened there. Looked like a corner of a car flew off. Couple corners of the cars. Couple cars around side backways. That would be Man's Not Bob and FCT around backwards. Mihai DMC is in that mix as well. Metal Mike moves up a little bit, trying to hang on. We got one car with a corner of a front wing missing. That'd be DMC. Up front, JM 1999 still holds on to first as Neil is in second. Formula White in third, Jake in fourth, Charlie Harris in fifth, L. Stewart 6th, Mufasa 7th, Iron Kid 8th, LLCC 9th, Lange is in 10th, Ralphie in 11th, Brian in 12th, Curly in 13th, Coast Star 14th, Couch 15th, Metal Mike 16th, DMC 17th, FCT in 18th, and Man's Not Bob back in 19th place. So not a great start for Man's Not Bob. I'm sure he's probably not happy about that. Has lost a lot of places and a lot of time. Wonder exactly what happened to him, but I'm sure that will be talked about later as he keeps heading around the track. A couple guys go in the pits. We will hop back up to the front as JM is still holding on to first place with Neil right there behind him in second. Formula White now in third with Jake in fourth, creeping up, trying his best he can to catch up to him. L. Stewart also doing a good job on those hards, keeping Jake within grasp. Mufasa up to 6th place. Let's see how they've moved from the beginning of the race. So Formula White and Jake both up 1 positions. L. Stewart up 5, Mufasa up 3, Iron Kid up 5. LLCC is down 2 from his start. Lange is up 2, Ralphie up 6, Brian up 4, Curly up 6, Costa Star up 4, Couch down 1, Metal Mike down 1, Man's Not Bob down 13, Charlie Harris down 10, Mihai DMC down 1, and FCT down 11 from their start. So a couple guys here got the short end of the stick there and got handed rough deals, but hey, that's how it goes. We got 26 laps, 24 now, so about to be 23. Long race, it'll filter out. We'll see how it goes in the end. A couple cars in the way back there. Charlie Harris, Mihai and FCT back there in the back. Neil sets a 1:31.0. Mufasa with a 1:30.6 for fastest lap now. Really cooking. Mufasa's really moving now. Riding along here with these 2 Alpines up front, we can move back and find a little bit more of a battle here as L. Stewart and AFK Mufasa are in a little bit, and Ralphie and Lange are moving back and forth. We got them side by side coming in here to the straight. Who's going to have more power? Looks like Ralphie does filter back behind Lange, but goes for the move down the inside on the corner. They're wheel to wheel here. Lange gets the better exit. Ralphie's still trying to hold on for the next corner. Looks like Lange gets to keep it for the time being. Ralphie trying to catch back up. They are on the power as they head down those straights. Brian right there in the background goes a little bit wide, letting Curly catch up some. Costa Star right there in the background as well. Oh, Ralphie's getting a little bit sideways. Brian starts to fall back, and we see Curly move up the inside there to 11th place. Kostasar back here now on the brakes hard. Slides a little bit through the corner, but hangs on just enough. Up here to LLCC, who's right on the back of Iron Kid now. Later, breaking into that corner lets him catch up a little bit, but the exit's looking to be... I'm not sure how the exit's looking. He's on that battery power. He's on that ERS for just a moment. Just a little bit of a pull, but it looks like Iron Kids are really laying it down here. As we see Lange in the background starting to catch up to LLCC. Riding along with LLCC now, he's trying to make a move. Iron Kid super wide through there. Maybe too wide, might pick up a penalty. It is only lap 4 of 6, so it could just still be a warning for him. Oh, goodness gracious. Lange has to take the inside line across the grass. As to not either lose it or hit somebody in front of him. Not sure which or what reason, but he does it again a little bit too late on the brakes there. Too hot in the corner. Lets Ralphie around and Curly up to battle, and he's late again one more time. No contact made. Everything's safe. LLCC really trying to catch up right now, trying to get this move back on the Iron Kid. Can't seem to get it. I'm not sure what the tire difference is. I can't remember right now. LLCC's doing the best he can. Man's Not Bob is back there right now, about to make a move on Brian as well. As it looks like he gets the move down the inside here. Man's Not Bob is starting to make the run back up through the field after falling way back in the beginning of this race. A great job in the sprint, but so far in this race hasn't been able to perform like he wanted to. Something happened lap 1 that we did not get to see watching a different part of the race, but still doing a great job right now, fighting back up through. Still fell 10 spots from the start. He was, I think, down 13 at one point. Fast through that corner, still holds it in line though. Does a good job. He's on those mediums, so he's 4-lap-old mediums now. Everybody's got, well, actually, the 3 cars in last place are on have switched tires. Had to pit a little bit early. Catching up to Kostasar back here now. JM still holding on to first place. The 1 second gap over Neal. Formula White 0.7 back off of Neal. Oh, caution in sector 3. Not sure quite what happened there. Like Metal Mike maybe. I'm not quite sure which, or Brian into the pits. Can Man's Not Bob do here? Can he catch back up? Looking like he's trying to get a move done. Looking for a safe place to get it. Not seeing it yet. Has to wait. Sitting with 50. He's using that battery a little bit there. Just a touch. Looks like he may be saving it for a better position on the track. Fast into turn 1. A little bit too wide, but looked like the guys in front of him went wider than he did. Not sure how this is going to play off for him. Hopefully no penalties are handed out here. We are now 6 laps into the race. It's to the point where they've had probably enough warnings to start picking up those penalties in that corner if they're not careful. Tires still looking sound. Seeing a little bit of wear on that front left there for Man's Not Bob. It's starting to get a little bit. There goes Kostasar into the pits on those hards. So something switched up there. As I said, you can start to see a little bit like orange peel pitting on those tires, they can start feeling that, I'm sure, and start losing grip for it. Man's Not Bob does a good job through these S's so far. Trying to catch up to the pack in front of him. Curly in his sights. AFK Mufasa is doing his best to catch up to Jake, as these two are in a little bit of a battle for 5th place right now. And up front, we can see Neil being caught a little bit by Formula White. Oh, goodness. Mufasa goes real wide into that corner there. Jake gets it down the inside and does get a little bit of a run over top of him. Runs a half second away, but doesn't get to keep it here. Hangs on, gets a little bit of grass on that outside tire. That front left does probably start to feel a little bit slick. It's cleaned back off now as he's heading to this tight little ass section. Whoa. Late on the brakes from Jake, a little bit of lockup. He's watching Mufasa right there in his mirror, I'm sure of it. Trying to pin Mufasa down and keep him back behind him. Make your car as big and as wide as you can keep it. Roadblock it even if you can. Jake did a good job, kept 5th place through that whole lap there. Mufasa's still knocking on that door and trying the best, doing everything he can to catch up to him and pass him. Not sure whose car's got better grip here, as they're both on the same lap old tires and the same compound. So El Stewart doing a good job holding on the 4th right now. Neil is back in 3rd place as Formula White did get the move over him, and he is looking to try to catch up to JM as he's getting closer and closer by the lap and running a little bit away from Neil. Jake still trying to hold off Mufasa. Back here, Coast Star moves up over top. Metal Mike goes in the pits, so that makes more sense now. It looks like Iron Kid is holding on to 7th place back there with LLCC not far behind. These guys in a train caught a caution in Sector 1. That's Kostasar. 100% something happened there with him, not sure what. AFK does get the move on Jake. We did miss that, sorry about that, but what a move from AFK Mufasa to get the move over Jake there to take 5th place away. And now these two are going to be in a big time battle. Where did Jake go? Excuse me, Jake went into the pits. So Jake looking maybe for the undercut now. Pitting 1 lap earlier than his competition. May work out for him. We will see how it goes. When is he going to come out? He's falling back. Looks like down to 10th place here, at least. As Formula White is gaining on JM 1999 very much here on the same compound of tire and the same lap length on the tire. So Formula White is making these hards work. Lap 9 of 26 here. He is pushing really hard. This battle for 1st place is heating up. We're going to hang out with these guys for a moment as we see Formula White go a little bit wide, but kept it, looked like in the track limit, so good. Oh, and Metal Mike gets a 10-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That is just hurtful. If you're trying any kind of comeback, that is just disastrous. As Formula White is on that power and running down JM the best he can. He gets that turn in. Oh, I think they thought about pitting for a moment, but then they decided, I'm doing what the other does. Formula White closing that gap down slowly but surely. Looking for any move he can, or maybe he's just hanging out holding tight as these two start to leave the gap behind them. They're leaving the pack behind them right now. These two guys on hards in 1st and 2nd place. Coming out of the pits is Metal Mike there getting lapped by 1st and 2nd. So we have our first lapped car of the race. Jake with a 3-second time penalty with multiple warnings on cutting track limits. Pushing a little bit hard, trying to make positions back up. We'll end up in that sometimes. He does get slowed down. Formula White gets slowed down just enough. What lap are these guys going to go in on? Are they going in right now, or are they going to keep cruising for one more? Does a good job to keep his momentum and his speed through that corner. Formula White starting to slim that gap a little bit, but as these S-curves pick up, it looks like JM is able to pull the gap a little bit further away, back up to 0.6, but Formula White back on the power fast, closes it right back down to 0.4, and he's on that battery on ERS. He saved it up. He closed that gap down heavily, back all the way down to 0.2 right here into this corner, 0.3, as they, oh, he tried to fake, JM tried to fake him out and let him go in there, but he said, no, I'm still following you. We are rolling this together. We are on the same tire. Let's keep it going. Who's got the edge? Who has got the grit to keep it moving? Lap 10 on the hards. Mufasa right behind has gone in the pits on the mediums. So Mufasa's in, and just JM 1999 and Formula White are the only two who have not pit now. But if you see Lange and Curly, both haven't pit either on those hards, so they're rolling. They've moved now to 4th and 5th, but they'll move back once it comes time. There's a bunch of switching back here as Jake gets up to 7th place, and Mufasa is now in 8th. L. Stewart in 6th, Neil in 5th. Formula White and JM 1999 still holding on. Lap 10 on these hards. What do they got? When are they going in? Are they going in here? Are you going to do it this lap, JM? Or are you going to pull another switcheroony and try to pull the fake off? A little bit of a block move from JM there, but I think it was safe. JM goes in and Formula White says, haha, I'm going to keep running. So Formula White to be the last one to go in the pits on those tires. As we are back here with Curly and Lange. What are they going to do here? As these two are coming to the pit area as well. What decision are they going to make? What are they going to decide to do? They said, we're going to keep rolling as well. So Lange and Curly both still rolling along. Neil getting passed on the inside by L. Stewart. L. Stewart makes the move on those mediums, but does he get to keep it? Can he get back on the power fast enough? No, he can't. Neil does get the move on the inside of him, heading down that first straight. Oh, goodness, L. Stewart back on the power hard and dives down in, gets the curve correct. Coming up fast on JM as JM's on brand new tires that aren't warmed up yet. Who's going to be able to keep who behind what? This is intense, folks. Lap 12 of 26. Almost halfway through this race right now. We've had a big switch up, and Ralphie is out. Ralphie is out of the race. Ralphie with a DNF. It looks like Mihai DMC refitting a front wing, whole nose on that car. Neil and L. Stewart battling right now. JM 1999 getting held, or holding on to 4th place, excuse me. Curly and Lange, 1 and 2, about to pit, I'm sure. Who's doing what? Formula White says, no, I'm going to still roll. He thought, I'm in 1st place, I'm going to keep it going as long as I can. WTL Curly, still putting laps in right now as well. One of these guys going in, getting passed on the inside by our original race leader. That is JM. JM gets connected with Lange and goes right around. JM 1999 spins around after hard contact. I'm not sure if that was too much of an ostentatious, just absolute, desperate move. I'm not sure there, but I don't believe he had right to that inside, and Lange just took his line, and JM got taken out. I mean, it could have been easy just to say that happened the other way around, and Lange got taken out. So, oh goodness gracious, Curly is starting to feel those tires as the cars behind him have brand new ones. Neil still cannot get a run, trying to get it here, gets it finally around. What do they do here? Curly on the brakes. No contact made. Everything's clean. Neil as well on really new tires compared to these cars around him. What's their plan like? ERL Stewart took a little bit of a shunt back here. A little bit of front wing collision there. I'm not sure how it's going to go. As we see JM just swing a little bit wide. Makes it around. Curly gets to hold on and doesn't end up in the ditch or the wall or anything else, but just falls back one spot. As JM and ERL Stewart now are going to battle as they try to catch up to Lange and Neil. Formula White still rolling on those hards. Says they've got plenty of life left. I'm going to keep it moving. Lange back to where he was before with JM right there behind him knocking on the door. Looks like ERL Stewart trying to make the move on JM. Back behind, takes the inside line. Contact is made, two cars, and JM loses a corner of that front wing. Lots of argy-bargy battles back behind. As we see JM unaware maybe that he's lost the front corner. We're going to see what happens when he comes into these high-speed turns. He's not going to be able to hang on to it, as Lange is still 13 laps on these hards. He's just hanging on. Gives up the position maybe a little too late, but I'm not sure he had to really. ERL Stewart now looking safe in a sense. Back in 5th place. Did make it out of that, but yeah, JM cannot turn now. As you can see, he does not have that front corner of that wing. You're not going to be able to make those high-speed corners, and your back end is going to wash out. You better be careful going through these high-speed S's. You're not going to be able to get your downforce. AMK Mufasa making the pass over Curly as well, as Curly looks to have fell back into 8th place now. And James going to keep it moving even with that damaged front wing. He decides it's worth it to keep going instead of trying to slow down, as Jake is right here now making a lot of time up on these guys that are in front of him. ERL Stewart back to 4th place. Formula White still rolling, 22 seconds ahead. Lap 14 on those hards. Lange doing the same, still rolling. Jake looking to get a pass. Better be careful and be sure to have it cleanly. Looks like he's got it, but Lange is not one to give it up, is what I've seen here in this race so far. Mufasa's right there as well. Jake's trying to get the move done. Can he get it here? Can he get it here? He is clear. Can he keep the car in on the track? It looks like he can. Looks like he does. Charlie with a 1:29.7 for fastest lap. Jake gets it done and gets to keep 5th place as Lange falls back a little ways, and Mufasa takes 6th place, so Lange fall back to 7th now. Curly and Lange back right next to each other as it was for a long while in this race. And JM is still holding on without that front corner of his wing. He has picked up a penalty, so he's losing time overall. And ERL Stewart is right on his back bumper, right on the gearbox, catching up now fast as he drains that ERS. Gets the move on the outside here. Gets to keep it, it seems, too. Has the downforce to make the turn. JM looked for the dummy there, but didn't have the move or the grip for it, but I'm not sure. Looks like a little bit more of the argy-bargy stuff we saw a bit ago. We're going to watch from the Skycam now. Another collision, as we saw parts of car once again kind of fly in the air there. These two battling extremely hard on track. Formula White now 15 laps in on those hard tires, 20 seconds ahead of Neil. ERL Stewart's doing everything he can right now to stay in front of JM 1999. JM has moved back around him once again, as Iron Kid, LLCC, and Couch are also battling pretty hard back there. I can see them on my radar there on the corner of the screen, that green dot with the blue dot and the pale dot. It looks now like L. Stewart's may be getting away from JM because just due to downforce alone through these fast corners, JM cannot grip like he wants to, and Jake is starting to catch up faster and faster each lap. ERS mode is enabled there, and Jake falls back down one to Mufasa. LLCC right on the back of Iron Kid now. 0.2 back of Iron Kid. Definitely going to have a move made here in a moment. LLCC looking down the inside. Oh, contact as we switch right back to him. But he makes the move. And Iron Kid dives in the pits. Looks like Man's Not Bob is in. And Formula White finally did go in and pulls out in second place. So all the battling and all the commotion back behind ended up paying off so much for Formula White that he gets to keep second place overall. And L. Stewart is back there behind him. Neil up there in first now on 7-lap old hards. But Neil's only 5 seconds up. Even after Formula White ran all those laps on those hards, he is in second with a 5-second gap to first place. And he's going to have mediums probably for the rest of the race. As it seems, he can make them last 10 almost. He'll have it. So we'll stay with that story. JM is still trying all he can with that broken front wing to stay on the track and keep up as AFK Mufasa looks to make a move. He is getting it down the straight here. Has the power, keeps it on the outside, and does make the move over JM. JM falls back to 5th place. Jake is now right there as well. Oh, they both dive in real fast, Jake and JM. What a commotion. As Mufasa now is in 5th place. And Lange back on brand new tires. Man's Not Bob on brand new tires. Curly on brand new tires. Neil slowly falling lap time. Slowly falling lap time to Formula White now. Formula White's really putting the grip down with those brand new mediums, and you can watch those seconds tick off as he flies around this track chasing down first place. AFK Mufasa in third is 4 seconds back off of Formula White. We're going to look exactly at the penalties we got for everybody right now. Jake has a 3-second penalty. DMC's got a 10-second. Iron Kid with a 3. Coast Star with a 3. Brian with a 3. And Metal Mike with a 10. So a couple penalties, not that much, really and truly, for this race. Neil's up 1 spot from his starting position into first place. Formula White's up 2. Mufasa's up 6, and L. Stewart's up 6. Jake is at his starting position again in 5th. Lange is up 5. Bob is down 4 from his start. Charlie Harris down 1. Curly is up 9. DNC up 9. JM1999 down 10 spots from his starting spot. FCT down 4. Iron Kid down 1. LLCC is down 8. Kozazar up 2. Couch down 3. Brian down 2. Metal Malik down 4. 2-second gap is what separates Metal Mike and Neil now. 2.4 to be exact, and that's closing up quickly as Formula White is slowly but surely, more quickly than surely, catching Neil. Riding on board with Formula White now as we watch this transpire. Lange is trying to catch Man's Not Bob as well. I'll just keep my eye up there at the top for Formula White's time to get closer to Neil. When that gets real close there, I'll hop back up and we'll watch that battle for first place. Right now, Charlie Harris is looking to try to catch up to Lange as well. So Lange, Man's Not Bob, and Charlie about to be in a little bit of a battle here. Coming into 7 laps to go. Safe and smooth through there. They were nice and safe and smooth. Just now not able to close that gap like he was a second ago. But if we look here, Formula White is right on the back of Neil now. So like I said, not long and they'll be catching up. When we look down through the field as well, you can see JM 1999 is getting caught by Mihai DMC just a little bit, but ends up pulling away once again as it looks like they got to a corner, those S's. As Formula White is on brand new mediums compared to Neil's 10-lap-old hards, where a lot of people pit on those hards. And Formula White just kept pushing all the way to lap 15. What's he going to do here? He's going to be patient. He's going to wait and be smart about his move. He's not going to push something and take some damage, knowing how much of a run he's got on everybody behind him and the advantage on tire that he has at this point in the race. I think it's smarter for him to wait and hope for Neil to make a move and make a mistake, maybe even pit. I don't think Neil's making 6 laps. Formula White gets the run on the inside. Neil has to go a little bit wide. No contact, all safe, all smooth. Definite respect on track right now. Good respect, good respect. Formula White took a nice little wide line arcing curve through that. Maybe intentionally harvesting a little bit of battery. Looking like he is. Neil doing all he can to hold on to first with those 11-lap-old hards. Getting run down by a shark behind him in Formula White with those 4-lap-old mediums. I'm sure it's got to feel like you've got just a cheetah chasing you down. And the cheetah goes for the move on the inside. Like I said, the cheetah takes it. Formula White into first place on those 4-lap-old mediums. It is his race now to lose. All he has to do is keep it going and keep it on track and smooth for the rest of the run. And he'll have it as we have 5 laps to go. Caution in sector 1. It looks like it's cleared up. No caution, no caution. Must have been Curly with a little bit of an incident here. Jake now is in front of Man's Not Bob a good ways. El Stewart up to 4th place. That'd be FCT into the pits right now on those 10-lap-old hards, pitting and fixing that up for himself. Iron Kid holding off LLCC and Costa Star right now. JM 1999 trying to make it back up to the pack in 10th place. After getting a little bit bold and having a little bit of a collision and damaging their car. Definitely had to pit and fix that to get back relevant in the race and make it back up to at least 10th. Hopefully he can catch the guys in front of him, but at this point it's not looking so good. 4 laps to go. That is what looks to be, who is that sitting off the edge of the track there? I couldn't figure it out. That was a Red Bull car or a Racing Bull, I'm not sure. I'm not quite sure what that was. Sorry for all the jumping. I was just pretty confused for a second there. Formula White still holds on to first. Neil in second. Mufasa in third right now. Too far back to see the guys in front of him. El Stewart too far back to see Mufasa. And El Stewart just in view of Jake. Man's Not Bob up to 6th. Lands down to 8th place here. WTL Curly in 9th. Doing a good job right now holding on to that top 10 spot. Can he keep it with 4 laps to go? And our only battle on track is LLCC and Iron Kid here. Everybody's sitting at a second gap or so. Looks like Costa Star may have had some sort of an issue. He did. He is missing the front corner of a wing for sure. Maybe more than just a front corner. Struggling to get around the track. Maybe he'll go get that fixed here this lap or next. Goes in the pit to get it situated. Iron Kid still trying to close the gap down on LLCC, but not getting a move made. Looking like anytime soon. Man's Not Bob closing the gap down to Jake in a hurry at 0.4 seconds. What happened here? This is about to be a battle for 5th place. As we got something going on. Either Jake's having an issue. Does Jake have a flat? I'm not sure. Man's Not Bob able to catch up in a hurry to him through a couple of those corners there. Definitely something changed for Jake there. As we're hanging out with, yeah, Jake lets him go by, so something definitely happened. Not quite sure what it was, but something. I think Bob thanked him a little bit there and said thank you for the cleanness. As Neil's trying everything he can these last 2 laps to catch up to Formula White, but he just can't seem to get any kind of headway at 14-lap-old hards. Are just not good enough to keep up with 7-lap-old mediums. Mufasa on 13-lap-old hards. L. Stewart, 6-lap-old. Jake on those mediums. Seeming to struggle a little bit right now. Something happened to him, not sure what. Looks like Iron Kid is in a battle right now. Holding on to 12th place. But Jake and Bob up here for 5th. Still a hot battle for 5th place. What can Jake do with just 2 laps to go? Formula White holding on to a 2.6 second lead right now. Those mediums are doing numbers for him. He pit at the right time, it looks like. And as I speak, I see that gap starting to close just a smidge. Not a lot, but just a little bit. 2 seconds is still a good number to be up here heading into the last 2 laps of this race. We have a caution, and that is Mihai DMC off the edge of the track there. Can he rejoin safely? He does rejoin safely. We will not have a safety car or a full course yellow. No kind of business to be made other than just a clean rejoin. Good job there. As Man's Not Bob is starting to run a bit away from Jake. Making a 0.7 gap now. Mihai DMC with another penalty. That's just insult to injury at this point for him, I believe. Has Jake saved enough battery for the last lap? I don't know. 27% left. How is that going to aid him here to catch Bob here with 1 lap to go? They are on the white flag. What a great race from Formula White. What a strategy from him. What a move to make it when he did. And so far, it looks like this race is in the bag for him. No penalties, nothing, no incidents, nothing serious today. Just clean racing and good strategy has put him in the lead at 4 seconds ahead on the last lap. Doing a great job laying down the time. Neil in second, AFK Mufasa in third. And it looks like Jake's trying to close that gap but can't find any time to make it happen. Man's Not Bob holding on to 5th place. Couch gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings on crossing lines. Jake got a penalty as well. Rough business. As they come to the line here, got to ride along with Formula White and give them their flowers. What a great race. Have the champagne, sir. You deserve that podium. You deserve this win. Great job. Great strategies today from you, sir. As Formula White crosses the line, we got Neil right behind him, running up in second place. And then right behind him, we have AFK Mufasa bringing home third. A great run back from a pretty bad start. L. Stewart bringing up fourth place. Man's Not Bob still in fifth. Holding Jake right behind him. Man's Not Bob and Jake cross the line, 5th and 6th. Charlie Harris coming to the line now. And Charlie's in 7th. Good job, Charlie. Lange and Curley. Lange, Curley, and JM 1999 cross the line. JM finishes in 10th place. LLCC. Still a little bit of a ways to go, but he's about to get there in just a moment. LLCC gets to the line. Iron Kid holding on to 12th right now. Can he keep it for this last corner? It looks like he does. Iron Kid in 12th. Coastal Star finishes 14th. FCT in 15th, it looks like. Yes, sir. Brian in 16th. And that is our race, folks. What a race, what a run from these guys. A great job from our podium winners. Great job from everybody. What an entertaining race. A lot of action, a lot of battles on these fast sweeping corners. We will give these guys their flowers here in just a moment. We will read off the finishing order. They did a great job, guys. Let's read these results. Formula White in first, Neil in second, AFK Mufasa in third, L. Stewart in fourth, Man's Not Bob in fifth, Jake in sixth, Charlie Harris in seventh, Lange in eighth, Curley in ninth, JM 1999 in 10th, LLCC in 11th, Iron Kid in 12th, Couch in 13th, Coastal Star in 14th. 15th is FCT, 16th is Brian, 17th is DMC, 18th will be Metal Mike, and 19th was Ralphie. Thank you all for coming out. Thank you for hanging out with me. I am Smack Attack Mac. This has been ERL's F1 Series Wolff-gang tier at the British GP Silverstone. We'll be back with you next week. Y'all have a good one. Have a great week. Hope you enjoy it. I sure did. Be good. We'll see you next time right here on the official ERL channel. Peace up, chicken grease. I'm out.